And hey. I think we're live on both sides. Oh, yep, there it goes. It's starting. It's just taking a little bit for it to grab, at least on the Facebook side. Oh, there we go. I'm live now on YouTube and on Facebook. Perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and share this out so that way the people know what's going on. Well, hello, everybody. You if anyone's joined, welcome. Um, Please let me know if you are able to hear me. I don't want anything to happen like last time, but it looks like I should be good on my end. Um, but yeah, please let me know if you do see anything that I'm not speaking or what have you. Just let me know, or you can't hear me. I guess that's what I should really say. Also, let me know how your day's going. Hopefully, it's going well. Um, so far, so good for me. Yeah, it's been a pretty decent day. How was your week going? Hopefully, you guys have had a great week. I know I have. That extra day, having President's Day off was nice, very nice. I really enjoyed that. It was a nice kind of relaxing day for me. Um, but yeah, this week's been pretty nice. It's been a little weird though, because um, dealing with the whole not having um, or being off on Monday kind of throws everything. Thank you, Darian. Thank you. I'm happy I'm coming in crystal clear. But yeah, having Monday off kind of threw my whole schedule off. I think I was thinking of like yesterday, and I was like, well, it feels like a Tuesday. And it was Wednesday, right? I'm off by a whole day. Um, but yeah, so far my week's been pretty good. Hopefully you guys have had a great week. Things going well. Um, we got some cool stuff I'm going to talk about. It's going to be really neat. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Um, we're going to talk about OpenAI's newest, latest, and greatest innovation, right? And their pursuit to dominate AI. Um, they showed off a new video generation tool, which is really cool. So we're going to talk about that. It's called Sora. Pretty neat. If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, they're already jumping on it. I think Sora means water in Japanese, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, really, really cool. Really neat. Don't quote me on the Sora name thing, but it's really cool. It's kind of revolutionary. If you're online anywhere, you've probably already heard about it, even on the news nowadays. Um, and we'll get into the reason why it's so revolutionary and why it's so big. I'm also going to try to pull up examples so that way you guys can see just how cool this is. I'm also going to pull up examples of where we've come from too. Um, and it'll be fun. It'll be really cool. Hopefully, um, see if I can find this other thing just to be funny. There we go. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what we got and just kind of like how impressive this really is. All that good stuff. So anyway, what we're gonna do is I'll go ahead and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it, get started. Um, Again, thank you guys for joining. Really means a lot. And we're just going to get this show on the road. We're going to be talking about cool AI innovations, OpenAI, jumping in there, getting stuff going. All right. So if you're just now joining, Today I'm going to be talking about OpenAI's kind of one of their newest, latest, and greatest innovations in AI, which is really cool. Wow, it's crazy. An AI company coming up with new stuff, new AIs. It's unheard of. But no, we're going to be talking about Sora, which is their new um, video generation tool. Really, it's their new video generation generating AI, and we're going to talk about why it's so revolutionary, why it's such a big deal, right? If you've already played around with ChatGPT as well as just like any of the later, like some of the image generating things, you've already seen like how pretty impressive some of these image generator AIs are. We talked about it last week. Um, and you got to really see like just it being able to flex its muscles and show just like these really cool outrageous things just off of prompts, which is really really cool, right? So think of that, some of those really cool things that we were able to create, and then just think of putting that into a video format, right? And just seeing how amazing that is. And we're going to kind of talk about why things have been a little bit different when it comes, or why has it been so much more difficult to create a good video generation generating AI as opposed to a picture or text, right? And so we're gonna go through that and break it down. But it's gonna be a fun episode. You guys are gonna strap in. Hopefully, you guys can strap in and take this ride with me. And we'll see like just how cool this really is. And we'll even talk about some of the upsides, pros, cons, downsides, all that good stuff. So, all right. So I'm gonna jump right into the intro real quick, and then we'll jump right on. We'll get going. All right. Three. What's going on, everybody? I'm Denison, and this is the Catchup. Oh, am I not going? Oh, no, it's not going. There we go. All right. So, I'm going to talk about the two main ways that you can help and support the show. And then we're going to jump into this really, really cool topic. So, two things. First, please comment, jump in the comments, whether you're watching this video live or watching this, days later or whatever like that. Jump in those comments. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how you feel about the episode. Let me know about how you feel about the topic. I always try to talk about some of the, or ask some of the questions within the podcast itself. So, let me know in those comments. I really want to, the biggest reasons, I talked about a couple times is that, me and John created this podcast because we wanted to, one, be able to catch up with each other, of course, right? But then we also wanted to bring our audiences in on that catch up and the fun times that we were able to have and create and talk. Um, and it's really just this community thing that we've always wanted to kind of build and grow. So jump in on those comments, and let me know how you feel, what's going on, how you feel about what I talked about. If there's any topics that you want me to talk about later on other episodes, just let me know. Let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods. um and then the second thing is, if you can like, rate, comment, and subscribe on all of the platforms that we're on, right? Um, that will help get us out to more people. Um, that engagement and that, um, as well as just that, more information on my end on seeing what I can do to make it better. Um, to make this experience better, but also just kind of talk about more things that you guys want to talk about. But all of these things are going to help drive engagement, which also helps grow our family, right? Our community that we've been able to create, and grow it out to more people, and grow it out to be like just out there for more people to enjoy and jump in and all that good stuff. So I am super stoked on that. And I just, thank you again so much for supporting me, supporting this podcast, and just being here. I love hearing from you guys. Um, John also loved hearing from you guys as well. So, um, thank you so much. All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right into this topic. I don't want to hold you guys back anymore, right? I want to bring you into this conversation. I want to bring you into this discussion as well as this topic and how cool it is. Why it's so revolutionary, right? So, as I talked about earlier, is I'm going to be talking about Sora, which is OpenAI's new revolutionary um, generative video AI. And I have to specify on video. The reason why is because it's not something that's really it's being done on other AI platforms, of course, but not to this degree and not to this fluidity and smoothness. OpenAI has been creating and working with to create like these really, video generative um AI things, but it's not been great in the past, and I will show you an example of how not great it was. Um and I'll also show you an example of how amazing it is now, and what this really means. But yeah, it's really is revolutionary. The big thing is like we talked about last week. So if you didn't get the chance to check out the last episode, please jump in on that one. There's a lot of really cool information. But a synopsis is right now we currently have um or AIs are able to generate pretty cool pictures, right? Just from text, which is really cool. So that means it's able to understand your text, and then it's able to generate this work of art or whatever you want to call it, right? This image based on that text, which is really cool. So now take that and turn it up a notch, right? And now you've got video. That's essentially what's going on with this AI. And it's not just that you're typing in something and it's creating a video off of that. So that's already amazing. But it's really cool is it also has the ability to create from still photos. So you can upload like I might be able to I'm gonna try to see if I can find it, but you can upload, say, a video of just a dog, right? And then you say, I want this dog to move around or whatever like that, or make this photo a live photo or something like that, or make this photo like a video. And then boom, it'll have that dog moving around, looking around, chilling or whatever like that, just based off of a simple picture, which is really, really amazing. So there's some really cool stuff here, and this is probably the main reason why you've been seeing it pop up in your social media feeds. Even if you've watched the news, you've probably seen it there. It's because of just how cool and how smooth it does it and how realistic as well. Um, there's like tons of theories on exactly how they did it. They haven't really released any information on like what they've used to train these AIs on. Just like text with generation, you have to train an AI on um, how to write text, right, or how to read, or how to say something or something similar to that. You have to do the same thing with video generation, and so it's kind of interesting to see, or it's really impressive to see how well it works, and it makes you wonder where it's got the training data for that when it comes to videos, because it's such a much or a much harder thing for you to get, right? There was something I saw like in an article, and I also watched a video that they talked about it, where it was talking about maybe they did some. There's like two theories, right? They did partner a little bit with OpenAI, partnered a little bit with Shutterstock, if I'm not mistaken, um, to really, they didn't say specify why, but they did partner with them. So I wouldn't be surprised if they got a lot of their video from that, um, because it's got tons of like stock video there, which is really good. Um, but let's say there was another theory saying that maybe they trained it off of Unreal Engine 5, which for those of you who don't know, Unreal Engine 5 is actually um what is it? It's a video game engine which is used that you can create, complex video games, but it's really cool because it can also do really really good like photorealistic uh things. And so some people were saying maybe they were playing around with essentially um Unreal Engine, right? Instead of doing using these videos with real subjects and coming off of like real videos, maybe they were just uploading the data from, or not the data, but essentially a video created in Unreal Engine and uploading it that way and training it off of that information and, what have you. Um, Tons of ways that that could be true or not true. We don't know, but it the trainer data. The reason why it's so important is because it kind of gives you a little bit more a glimpse on why they're able to do what they can do. So, with all that being said, I want to kind of jump in to kind of like show you because I think that's probably one of the biggest things that everybody wants to know about and see is like what does it look like, right? What does it look like and um like what is it capable of? So give me a moment and I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. And you can check it out for yourself. So we're gonna go to this page here. There we go. All right. So you should see um Sora. So this is the video. Um this video was created straight from the AI itself. I'm going to start over. It's just a minute video. It's a minute long video. And the prompt here is at the very bottom, and it says, a stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm, glowing neon animated city signs. Oh, signage, sorry. She's wearing black leather jacket, a long red dress, and black boots, carrying a black purse. She's wearing sunglasses, red lipstick. She walks confidently, casually. The street is damp and reflective, create creating a mirror effect of colorful lights. Many, was it pedestrians walk about? So all of that, using all of that, just that description, that prompt, right? It was able to create this minute long video, right? Look how amazing this looks, right? You got that cool close up shot that we looked at, which was really cool. Um, Look just how well this looks. Like she looks like a real person in general. And then you have these people in the background. Look how they're walking. It doesn't look all weird. There are some things, if you zoom in a little bit, you can see some strangeness, like, if there's, like, somewhere way back here, you can kind of see, like, a little floaty person. But for the most part, this is what's so cool, right? Is because one, it's creating different camera angles off of this single video inside of here. It's able to remember this sign that it created. Previous AI models who are able to do video, one of the things that they struggle with is forgetting essentially where things are. So essentially, you'll have something moving, right? Like her moving across the street or whatever, like that. And then you'll have this sign that she'll move past, and it looks one way, but then she moves past it and it changes, right? It'll be stuff like that. And so it's amazing, right? We got this cool close up shot. Um, and we've got this signage that she's walked past, like right here somewhere. Um, right here. This signage that she passed, right? She's gonna walk past it, and she's gonna cover it up, and then it's still gonna be the exact same sign. Nothing's changed. It sounds weird because you're like, oh, well, that just looks like a regular video, and that's the thing. It's just like a regular video, like just stock video, and that's what's amazing about it, right? It looks so photorealistic. Um, and it's pretty darn amazing, right? Pretty darn amazing. So we're going to keep on going. And of course, there's always some weird things here, right? For instance, um, I talked about in the background, there's some weirdness when it comes to people. Like, I don't know what's going on with this dude. He's got like a dress, but then he also has like multiple bags. It looks like he robbed a bank or something like that in the background. I don't know, it's weird. And he kind of walks weird. Um, but those are many things, right? It's like small things, nothing crazy. This sign's a little weird too, like its placement makes no sense. But again, this is way better. I'm going to share really quickly before we move on to the next example. But this is way better than where we were before. A lot of people, if you've been on social media, you've probably seen some of the memes of like an older version. One of it was a prompt of Will Smith eating spaghetti. So I'm going to show you that. It's kind of horrifying, but I think it's hilarious at the same time. Um, so let me pull that one up. I've got like a YouTube video. Now I'm gonna preface a little bit of this by saying they're trying to say that the AI videos can do this now. That's not true. This one's just a joke kind of deal.
Hey
He
everyone,
actually
Will
created a
Smith just dropped
video
a
of like him actually doing this. So, you know, but this top one is real. So,
real video of him
so
eating
yeah,
spaghetti,
look at this.
comparing it to his year-old viral
This
video of
is the
eating spaghetti that's
monstrosity
blowing up
that
the
we were
internet.
able to see
This comes
beforehand.
after many people discuss
And
the
that it was
rapid
able
growth
to create. So yeah, this is just like I said, that's just fake. But this is that AI video a year ago, right? In what it was able to do. Comparing
of him
what
eating
this
spaghetti,
is, this
comparing it to his year-old
monstrosity
viral
here,
video of eating spaghetti that's blowing up the internet.
versus
This comes
uh I'm gonna move to the next one and share. Comparing it to what we just saw here, this is kind of insane. It's kind of crazy, kind of amazing. Let's move on to the next example. See, look at this. This looks like old footage of what do we got? Historical footage of California during the gold rush. This is cool. This is believable, right? If I saw this footage, now of course it'd be weird, right? How did you get like drone footage back in the gold rush? But anyway, it doesn't really matter because look how cool this looks. Like you've got this cool grainy effect, like it's historical footage, right? How historical footage would look like. You've got people walking around that looks real. Um, Now there is some weird, slightly weird stuff. Like if you stop and really look at it, things look weird. Like I don't know what the freak this is. I don't know what that is. That doesn't really look like a person. And that looks kind of creepy too. But anyway, or that. But it's like this. Look at this dude on this horse. He's just walking around. This looks cool. Well, actually, that guy kind of looked like he was together. He's like tied together with the horse. That looks strange. Um, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Look just how really well this is done. Like how really um well done this is. And it's just created off of a prompt, a very simple prompt, to be honest, right? This other one here had a much more detailed prompt where this is just like historical footage of California during the gold rush. Like, oh wow, okay, right? Um, So this is just like a super duper simple prompt, and this is what we're able to see. Let's go over here. This is another one, right? Um, where we've got several woolly mammoths approaching, treading through a snowy meadow. Look at this. This is crazy. There's more here, but we're good. You get it. Look at that. Look how cool this is, right? You got woolly mammoths. They look real. Um, and it's just going through the snow. And you actually see like the snow deform and stuff, which is really cool. Look, there's even snow that kind of like follows or is actually on the woolly mammoth's foot. That's crazy, man. And so one of the big things about this is like think of the potential. Think of the potential of this. Think of how kind of crazy and amazing this can be, say if you wanted to create like years from now, right? Because right now this isn't even open to the public. This is just something, a very closed beta. It's just more or less what OpenAI wants to show people, like what this is going to be, what this is capable of. I'm sure there's more fine tuning that they need to do. Well, I'll actually show you some videos of its faults too, but um think of a few years from now, instead of like, I don't know, either paying a service to get stock footage or whatever like that, um or I don't know, getting a photographer or a videographer to get stock footage. Congratulations, you can just make some stock footage here, right? You can just go to a prompt and say that. So think of the implications of that. I want to know kind of what you guys think about this too. Like, are you guys a little freaked out about this? Are you like, do you think this is cool? um, I really want to know what you guys' opinion is on this, because I think it's really neat. I think it's really something cool that they're doing. I think this just goes to show just how much and how quickly we're advancing these technologies. Um, and I would also want to know, like, if this say came out tomorrow, what would you do with this? What would you create, right? Of course, all of these videos, most of these videos are very short, right? It's not going to be able to create this huge long video, just because one, it's a lot of data, right? But look at this one, right? This dude. This is it's a movie trailer featuring the adventures of the 30-year-old spaceman wearing, it's got all the stuff here. But anyway, look at that. One of the cool things too, it says it's shot with 35 millimeter film, which is such an odd and very specific like request. And look how well it's done, right? You got this dude. He's kind of cool. Look at that. That's so cool. I don't even know where he's walking to. He doesn't know where he's walking to. Look at this cool spaceship. But yeah, I don't even know how that works, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just cool, that it's able to create something like this. And just to think like how much more creative you can be with this type of stuff, right? Look at this. This looks like a stock drone footage, right? Of I think they even have this where it's just a Pacific coast, kind of like looks like High Sierra. Um That's pretty cool. Just to see that. That's a really cool thing. Or Big Sur, my bad. Big Sur. Um, and that's only like a few things. You would think you could probably go to Shutterstock and find something close to this. That's what's cool. And how well it's done. Look at this. It's even doing cartoons. If I can get it. Your thoughts and opinions on this type of stuff, and like how well it's able to do this. What are the implications? Are you afraid of it? I want to kind of also get into some of that information too. So I know for me, right, and I think some people's concerns about this is like, lately there's already been a lot of like AI generated graphic material that's been popping up on social media or whatever like that from different celebrities. Um, and a lot of people are like, well, this is crazy. Like, this is something that it just keeps on popping up. And so it does kind of make you wonder when this becomes available, like how much that will affect it. Like, how hard will this be for people to be able to tell, like, what's real and what's not? And how are you able to even properly be able to um, determine what it is, right? Or who to believe, right? Because I could also see it to where someone could easily say, like, oh, yeah, no, I just created this. Um, or, I went out with my camera and I did this and that. Um, and then someone else says, well, no, no, this was AI generated. AI created this. Like, you didn't do any of this. So I think that's another thing to think about and another thing for people to kind of check out. Um, yeah, I want to know you guys' opinion though on this, what your thoughts are. Um, I think I still think it's a really cool tool, but I think it is something kind of like everything. It's something that needs to have its own regulations. That it needs to We need to be careful, right? Because there's a lot that this can do. It opens up the doors for a lot of creativity, which is really cool and something that I'm super fond of. Um, because this can give a lot of people like a different avenue to be able to express themselves without having to do certain things. Um, but I guess the flip side of that is you also don't want someone to, or you also don't want creativity to die because of this, right? Because that's another thing to think about is someone's creativity when it comes to creating images and other things like that. Like, will people be more or feel do you feel like people will be a little bit more lazy because now they can generate like super high quality videos like these, even if it is AI, right? Um, but they can generate these super high quality videos without actually having to, excuse me, without actually having to like go out and do these things. So it does bring up a lot of like interesting and thought provoking questions when it comes to this. It is a technical marvel, and I think it's just going to get better, right? Again, we're gonna jump back over to our Will Smith abomination here, um, just to kind of show you how crazy things are getting, or how crazy things have been, right? Look at this.
Just dropped a
So
real
top
video of him
video,
eating
remember?
spaghetti,
But yeah, look,
comparing it to
you
his
can
year-old
tell it's
viral
slightly
video of eating
Will Smith,
spaghetti
but
that's
he's
blowing up the
just
internet.
doing weird
This
stuff.
comes after many
He was eating a pizza, but it was like spaghetti, and he's trying to eat,
one.
but
Will Smith
it's
just
like
dropped a real video of him
full.
eating
It's like
spaghetti,
going into his
comparing it
mouth,
to his
and
year-old
it's
viral video of
very
eating
strange,
spaghetti that's blowing up
very
the internet.
creepy. Kind of might
This
not
comes
even
after
cool,
many
really.
people discuss the rapid
But um, but yeah, it really is something that I think is. Let me get to the. This is. I'm gonna grab this one because it's a little bit. There we go. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Uncle Phil, come try this.
There we go. This is the
Fresh
full
pasta
video,
of Bel
so
Air.
now that you can kind of see and just see how strange it's doing stuff.
Oh, that's
Like, there's
hot.
another Will Smith
That's
trying to
hot.
help him out eating some more spaghetti. Um, but yeah, these are kind of like some of the AI things that it was able to create. Um,
Ah.
very strange. Anyway, I'm gonna move away from this abomination. We're gonna go back to some cool, pleasant videos here. Um, let's see. There we go. Now, I want to jump to the. So this is actually another cool video too, right? Um, but one of the things that I really want to jump to next is, oh, this one is really cool, right? So this is also an AI generated video. Oh, it jumped away from me. So it's like only 5 seconds, but look at that. You can, it looks like a regular train thing. It even had a person there, like right here. See if I can get to that specific. Look, it looks like a person there. They're listening to music. You can see people, other passengers on the train. It's got a reflection there. That's really cool. And then you've got this like countryside or whatever like that. Not countryside, but city that they're going through. So that's really cool. But I want to go ahead and jump to. Yeah, and this is really cool too. But what I want to jump to is some of its faults, right? It's not perfect, right? It's not all rainbows and sunshine. You've got this. The prompt was step dash printing scene of a person running cinematic film 35 millimeter. So, we all know that if you're going to use a treadmill, you're not going to use it this way. You're going to go the other way around. So it is a little bit confusing. It's still really good, but it's also just not correct. Which also kind of cool is you kind of see the shadows here, which is really cool, and how well it's gonna done those. Something different. Um, but the other thing is, right, this is most likely going to be the worst that this is gonna be. At least from this point on, right? This point on, this is gonna be the worst. It's always gonna get better. It's gonna get way better and way faster. Um, and it'll be able to do probably bigger videos, longer videos, right? Thinking of a few years later, and honestly, I can't even say a few years because there've been plenty of posts online, like different things when they saw the Will Smith one. And they're like, "Oh man, it's gonna be years before we get anything in it, better than the Will Smith video." Um, and in a year, we got to this point right here, right? What we're seeing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got any better, or if we got exponentially better, right? And who knows when this will actually be out to the public? But I am I'm very curious to see what will be able to create with this tool. Um, One of the safety things that I find is a little bit scary is, I mean, I already talked about again a little bit earlier, which was the ability to create something so well and then making it hard to discern from a real video. And then and then we're moving into an election year, right? And then we have this, pardon me, this video capability, capable AI moving in and creating election style videos. That would be kind of terrifying, right? Impersonating, you know, candidates and stuff like that. So that's another thing that is a little scary. Now, another thing to think about too about these videos is that there is no sound. So none of these videos have sound. Now, of course, that's not hard to do, or I should say, it's not hard to create or add sound to said video. So, like, say you created it and it doesn't actually give you a video with sound; it just gives you a video. Um, you can create your own or add your own stuff, but it is still really impressive, right? This is cool too. Chameleons are interesting kind of animals, and it's kind of cool that it's able to really do a good job of like mimicking its movements, what it acts, all of that stuff. So that's another just cool, wild, and crazy thing that we have out here. Um, but yeah, I want to know what you guys' concerns are for this type of AI. Like, how do you feel um this would impact your job or say your day-to-day life? Would or do you not feel like this will impact it at all? Um, are you scared? Are you cool? Are you excited? Or are you excited about it? Let me know. Let me know. I really want to know what you guys' opinion is on it, and how you're feeling about it. Because I think it's cool. I think it can revolutionize like how we do things, um, for the better and the worse. I think it's just we need to be careful, like everything else. So, um, I think I'm gonna actually end it there. Like I said, the main thing that I really wanted to talk about is just how cool this is, and where we are. As I've talked about before, and we both me and John have talked about it on previous episodes. You know, what we have today is only going to be the worst that it will ever be. It will get better and better and better. Um, Sorry, I need to get some H2O. But it's going to get better and better, and it'll just be pretty darn amazing to see these tools in action and see what they'll be capable of. But yeah, I think this was a good discussion about this new model. Please comment in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about this. Let me know if you have any topics or anything like that that you wanted me to cover. Um, One thing that I did forget, I was in such a rush to talk about how cool this is that I actually forgot. I wanted to talk about um, essentially, I wanted to talk about um, the thing that that I continuously try to continue, which is a tribute to John. Um, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing really quickly here. There we go. All right. But yeah, I wanted to do my tribute to John, right? And really just talk about, um, or I wanted to, sorry, I'm just pulling it up real quick. But my normal tribute to John, I normally do at the very beginning. I kind of forgot this time to do it at the beginning. So I'm just going to talk about my memory that I had with John. The one that, well, actually, no, there's another one that Erin actually shared, and I wanted to go ahead and share her other memory that she had of John, which is, um, she said, and the one time I flew to Kansas for a long weekend to visit, I remember staying out, late that night before my early flight home. I slept through my alarm, and it was sorry. Um and it was time to leave for the airport. John was knocking on the guest room door, trying to politely see it if I was ready to leave. The panic on his face and mine when he finally opened the door, which woke me up. And at the same moment, we realized that we had 0 minutes to get ready to leave. Um, Thank you, Aaron, for sharing. That was a really good memory. I remember John telling me about that trip and just how much fun he had, and just like, how much that meant to him that you came to visit him. Um, so I want to thank you again for sharing. Um, If you guys have a memory of John that you wanted to share on the podcast, please, um, you can either comment on this post here. I already posted one, I'll repost it again. But you can either comment on that post, you can comment on this video. I do read these comments. But you can do all of that, and that'll um I'd love to share it. I'd love to share it to everybody. And um of course I always have tons of memories, but it's great to hear other people's memories because you all have such unique experiences with him, um, other than the norm, right? And I think we just want to be able to remember John in all the amazing ways that he was. So, um, thank you again. Um, but that's all I had today. So I will catch up with you guys next week.